gentlemen, I'm sorry I can't be with you today, but I think I've left a lesson that you're going to enjoy. Start by going to MT Tools, and in MT Tools, launch blank. When blank pops up, I want you to minimize it quick, and I'm also going to have you go to the Journals folder and find today's date, which this year just happens to be 4/27/18. There's going to be one movie in here that'll help you when you're done with your project, and then there'll be examples that you can look at as you're working, and then once you've completed your project and turned in your screenshot, I am requesting a screenshot of what you built today, then you may move on to the extra folder. So at this point, let's get to work on what I've got for you today. Scroll it out so that you've got the 1mm kind of small. You can make it a little different. Move the ground to the bottom. And then your job today, or your mission, is to create some sort of awesome game. You can create a game that somehow uses the gears. You can use the chains. You can use the springs. You can use the brush to draw stuff. Let me just show you quickly a way to do instructions. When you draw a shape, if you click on its appearance, it's got a text box. So say my instruction was for them to pull the chain to launch the ball. When you type that in, it shows up in the little box. I'm going to move the box to the other side so I can see this better so you can check it out. Move button helps if I grab the right one. But I'm going to go back to its appearance, and I'm going to take that box text and I'm going to make it larger. And now you can see it showing up on the screen. So you can make all kinds of instructions for your game. It can be just the craziest, silliest game. You can zoom out farther if you want. You just need to make it so that it runs at a speed that people can enjoy it. I've got pictures in my mind of a game where maybe you've got a launcher over here with different baskets that they fall into, and you can put values for each basket. You could use our conveyor belt. So say you had this game and the balls were down below, and the conveyor belt that we learned how to make brought the balls back to the launcher every time. There's so many possibilities for what you could build. You could have a motion controller game. So say you had some sort of spaceship you drew, and you attached that to a motion controller that was connected to the arrow keys. So when the game was moving, it helps if you attach everything you make, Mr. Herman. So you fixate all the little pieces. That motion controller I added, I need to make sure that I gave it enough speed. Let's see if I really hit the button. Geometry controller. Yeah, I've got the keys. I'm going to make it a little more than 11. And you could have a path that it had to drive through. So there I am flying. Make it look really cool. You could have all kinds of killer obstacles. Remember, you can make obstacles. Anything that you put in the sky or anywhere, you can turn into a killer. So I'm going to click on the shape, click material, and I'm going to make it a killer. You can also have trapdoors, like if you had a message that said press the P key, it could destroy places. So you've just got so many opportunities for how to make something awesome. Before you start building yours, though, let me just show you that in the absent game examples, I've put some of our famous ones from before. Notice you can launch 2 of these at once. So you can double check. This is the one that I showed you that had springs that was kind of cool. I got to hit play. And then you grabbed the ball and you launched it. And we experimented with that earlier. These are just for you to look at as far as ideas and how to be creative. This was a maze game I created 100 years ago. I also showed you that Plinko game a few days ago that we started to build. But when you hit play on this one, you're both driving from the same spot trying to make it through the maze. This one has got little killers. You can add restitution. You can use the springs. But these are just ideas of things to build as you go through. You can double check all of those before you actually start building yours. Do remember that when you are finished with your project or partially through your project, I want a screenshot. So make sure you have DuckLink launched and hit your duck capture, And then when you have your maze built, and it doesn't have to be working, it just has to be you're showing me that you did your attempt, just like this is my attempted right here. It may not be perfect, but it's my attempt. I click the camera, I take the picture, and then once you've got that saved, remember, it'll be on your desktop, and you just drag that into Classroom. If your project is turning out the way you want and you've got your screenshot, you may also click the word File, and I want you to save your project. To save the scene, you just click that Save Scene box, type your name up in the top, and then hit Save so that it's there for the next day. You want to make sure you do that so you don't lose your work, and that way if we want to adjust it and make it something that everybody gets to try out, boom, you've got it saved. I like this one because I see an elephant. Isn't that weird? All right, make sure you're great today. Make sure your neighbors are successful as well, and you can get to work now building your awesome fun game.